Hi everybody, I'm Robert LaRocca, you know me. Today we're going to look at how to add steps to a performance. In the last video we looked at how to create a performance for editing, so if you missed it, check that out first if you don't already know how to create your own performance. Please give me a thumbs up if you find this to be helpful, that would make me very happy. And make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the very many videos that will be uploaded soon. If you want to skip directly to the demo, just click that first link in the video timeline. If you'd like to see me talk about other subjects, you can check out my Rob High Five channel. I'll put a link to that in the description. In this video, we're going to demonstrate how to change the number of steps in a performance. So today we're going to look at steps. And if you remember, in our last video, we created our own performance by changing the name, first copying an init performance and then changing that name so that we'll have our own setting to work with, our own performance. If you didn't do that, you can go back and look at that video if you want to do that, if you don't want to write over a performance. I have the instructions for that. I'll put a link up. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and proceed, and we go to a tutorial. Now, this should sound very similar to the init performance. Let's listen. You can hear it's got that kind of I don't know, like a siren-y thing. The thing that the init performance is very useful. I definitely recommend looking at that, and if you don't already understand how to program the Korg WaveState, because it's so simple that you can really see how everything works. Today we're going to look at steps. Now if we go to wave sequence, and we'll see that so this only has one layer. It's very simple. That's what makes it easy to look at. And I'd like to call your attention to look at the start, A1, and the end, A2. And now look at the loop length. Okay? So in other words, here's A1, here's A2. So this is how far it can go for the timing. And this is how far it does go to A1. Now, and able to see what that's controlling, let's go to our sample. Now, if you look here, the same thing, start at A1, ends at A2, that's the possible length. And this actually, the loop actually does end at A2. So and you can see that it's moving from A1 to A2, whereas compared to our timing lane, it's just staying on that first step. Although we hear there's a difference in the sound, it only has the length of the first step. One step is all that is. Okay, and here we have two steps. So it's moving, so that's what's creating that sound. It's moving between two different samples. And if we look here, we can see what those samples are. So the first one, the first step is A, sine JP, wave, it's a sine wave. So if we go to step 2, this is the second one, that's saw chroma. And you'll be able to see like that it's now we're just see we're only seeing it there because we're just looking at that particular step. So it's going from sine wave to saw chroma wave. Let's here, let me show you the difference in how that actually works. Let's change this loop end from A1 to from A2 to A1. So now we're only going to have the one step. Let's listen. Sorry, accidentally fat-fingered the the B. And you can see it doesn't change. It's just one wave. What gives it that quality, that undulating quality, is the fact that there are two different sounds. Like that. Very simple. We could also change it so it's just the loop, the sawtooth. So that's how that works. That's how steps and works. I'm sorry, how steps and lanes work, and it uses the loop. So you have a possibility of 2 steps in this preset, and most of them only have one. They only use one step. You can look at them right here. See the shape? Only has one. Pitch only has one. Sample has 2. And timing only has 1 enabled. Let's see what happens to the timing if we change it. And the reason, let's find out why. Go to that A2 step. Look at the duration, 0.249. Now let's go to A1, duration, 10. So that's why, oopsie daisies. Let's go back to timing. And let's change that back to A1. There's the sound we remember. So that's how steps and timing, timing. That's how steps and loops work. You have a possible number of steps, and you have a loop saying how many of those steps you will use for the performance. So that's a really big deal. I think that's the end of the lesson for today. I don't want to instructional, I should say. It's not a lesson. Just showing you stuff. It's not formal. We're just having fun. So that's as much as I want to show for today, because I don't want to get into too much, because I want you to be able to remember it. So please do leave a comment if you have any questions, if you'd like me to do something specific. By the way, I had someone asked if I could cover Stargazer because I showed my Rainbow albums, and Stargazer, since I just started playing keyboard, even though I am a lifelong musician, but I just picked up the keys, as recently as a month ago, so I don't think I'll be playing Stargazer anytime soon. But thank you so much for commenting. I appreciate that. That was really nice. And yeah, I think that's it for this one. I hope that was enjoyable. Like I said, please leave a comment. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I have more videos that are going to show more about how these things work, and I hope you have an amazing day. I hope something great happens for you. I hope you have good luck today.